Thanks, Chris, and I hope you guys don't mind me taking off my mask so you can hear me. But before I start to introduce the special person that I know, I want to acknowledge some great candidates that we have here today. Sandy Shaw. And Allison Phillips. We really need her in Queen's Park.
Yes, we do.
And I just want to say, I got the honor and the privilege to ask to introduce a person today who means a lot to me. I met her a long time ago when I first ran for council and became my assistant. And I've never seen a person grow so fast and taken all that knowledge in that she's learned and wanted to represent the Hamilton Mountain and became the MPP that beat a cabinet minister in her first try. She did very good. And then when I became, I left council and became an MP, we shared offices, we worked well together, and the people of Hamilton Mountain loved it. We worked, it was one-stop shopping, and the people just thought we were the greatest tag team there was, and I really appreciate all the stuff that she's done. Monique's got so much to offer, and she's really dedicated to what she does. She's been the critic for autism and people with disabilities, and now she's being the critic for mental health issues. The amount of work that she's done up here in the mountain, and I can say even in the city of Hamilton and for Ontario, but what I'm hearing here up in the mountain, Monique is loved by everybody. They cannot thank her enough for the work that she does. So what we need, there's so much great talent here and support. What we need is to make sure that Monique is put back in office where she belongs because she worked so hard for it. And we have to make sure that the NDP is going to win this Ontario election, beating all those little people out there that want to help their friends, where the NDP wants to help everybody, not just elite people. So I can't say enough about her. I mean, she knows she's been a good friend with me, and even though sometimes we don't see eye to eye on a few issues.
Nobody's shocked.
But you know what? She's been my friend for years, and she's always been there for me, and I've always been there for her. So I've been lucky, and I wanted to introduce to a fantastic person that's just like a dear sister to me, Monique Taylor.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I am absolutely thrilled and overwhelmed to have you all here joining us as we kick off this campaign for Hamilton Mountain in the 2022 election. And it truly is going to be a big deal. I want to start by thanking my team who has worked so hard bringing this all together. My campaign manager, I'm sure he's hiding back there in the corner, Ed Dale. Wave, Ed, hi. Jessica Beaupre is not only a canvas organizer here on this campaign, but she has become my left arm at Queen's Park and does a fantastic job keeping me organized in all of that chaos. So thank you, Jessica. Aiden's here too. Aiden has been a volunteer with our riding association for the past 4 years. And now he has taken on a position of voter contact, and we're just absolutely thrilled to have Aiden and all of the experience that he's definitely brought to Hamilton to be able to join our team officially this year. Joanne Stavanovich. There's her hand popping up in the back there. Joanne is the office manager and will be greeting people as they come in the doors. But Joanne's job is so much more powerful than that. Joanne serves the people of Hamilton Mountain day in and day out as they come to our constituency office. The most important job that we can possibly do is serve the people of Hamilton Mountain. And Dwayne does that with grace, with heart, with empathy. And I am so grateful to have her on the front lines doing that important work for the people of Hamilton Mountain, truly the most important work. So thanks, Joe. Lots of folks are here joining us. We've had canvassers, we've had people putting in signs, lots of work. As you know, it takes so many people to be able to do this important work. And they're all here because of you. I'm here because of you. My work and my job is about you. How do we make your life better? How do we take everything that we see that is awful and horrible in politics and turn it into something good? How do we re-inspire the people in our ridings across the province? That is the number one job. We have watched Liberal and Conservative governments year after year, decade after decade, just rip apart people's lives.
That's right.
Make life harder and harder each and every day. In the last 4 years since Doug Ford's been elected, houses in our riding, and I know across the province, have increased by $500,000, making it completely unreachable for so many. As I knock on doors, people are being evicted from their homes. We have some awful evictions happening in this riding, let me tell you. Awful evictions. People being taken to court for talking to their neighbors about their eviction that's not even legal. I mean, these are the types of things that we're seeing. And then we're seeing, lots of folks that do just had enough and they're cashing out. But the tenants that are in their houses, where are they going to go? The average rent is $1,500 for a one-bedroom apartment. Wow. We have shoddy basement apartments, $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month. And people are desperate. So if they can afford to pay that, they are. But how are they eating? How are they getting the gas in their car? How are they paying the hydro? If they're a family, 2 or 3 bedroom apartment, we're over $2,000. This is not the Ontario that any of us have dreamt of. Right. This is not the future that any of us want for our children and our grandchildren.
No, it's not.
And speaking of that, I just want to introduce a couple other people because if I don't, okay. All right, I'll do it now. My mother is here. My mom, Barb Piper. If there was any way that I could figure out strength in life, it's from my mom, right? Always determined, always making sure that we had everything that we needed as myself and my 2 other siblings, going to work, working 3 shifts in a factory in Wabco, right? Good CAW worker at the time, showing us what it was like to be on the strike, on the picket lines, and what that meant to our family. And she was always out there. I remember I was really young, but I remember my mom on those picket lines, and I remember being out there with her. That strength in my family.
Woo!
My dad, unfortunately, he has some health issues, so he's not able to be here with us today, but he has a hard time usually getting his head through the door anyways. He's always been my sign guy, and this year he's had to let go of those reins and give it up to some other people in my riding, but I could not mention my dad, because he's always proud of me and the work that I do. And then my greatest accomplishment, truthfully, is my daughter, Destiny. She is here, and I know she's hiding in the background because she hates to have the spotlight with my beautiful daughter, Sophia. Right? My granddaughter, sorry. My granddaughter, Sophia. The highlight of my life, what we do everything for. What we do everything for is for our kids and for our grandkids. And I have the opportunity, because of all of you, to truly be on the inside doing that hard work. Right? We have seen families suffer in this province, and I had the ability to be the critic for Children's Services and to fight autism. To fight a government who refused to acknowledge that autism exists after the age of 5. Regardless of how much money you have in your pocket, you need services for your family, and my family's touched by that. So I know that struggle. I understand it more clearly now than I ever could, of the struggles that families face when they don't have the services that they need. And I'm sure Nancy here would agree with me, because Nancy has been on those travels with me, and I'm grateful to have you here, Nancy, and to have your continued support, and to thank you for all of the work that you have done in this province. And maybe we're not any further than we have been. We are actually probably further behind with the Doug Ford government than we have been since I've been elected. But you know, New Democrats, we're going to change that. We're going to make sure that families get the services they need when they need them, regardless of the diagnosis. Because that's exactly how we should be treating our children. Starting from our children. Like just from the basic bottom up. Let's just make sure we're taking care of our kids.
That's right.
Let's make sure we're investing in their schools. Let's make sure we're investing in mental health. These are the core basics of our community, the core basics of all of our families, where our families flourish from. When our families are not doing well at home, everything else around us suffers. Back to basics, right?
Yep.
And then let's tackle that housing crisis, because we can do that. We can make sure that we're stopping speculators from buying up houses and putting an absurd amount of dollars on them and truly hurting our communities. Making sure housing is a basic human right. Our seniors. Our seniors seen the worst of this pandemic. Right here in Hamilton. We didn't have to go far to see it. I was so honored to stand with the workers of Grace Villa during the pandemic as we had the worst outbreak in Hamilton. And I'm grateful that those workers are here with us today. Thank you, Coyote and Lisa. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of the work that you do in our communities. Our seniors deserve better.
Yes, they do.
They don't deserve to be in a for-profit organization that is more worried about their bottom line than what they're putting on our seniors' plates.
That's right.
That's disgraceful. Does anybody here want to be in a long-term care? I don't. But New Democrats will do things differently. We stopped institutions for people with disabilities. We may not completely stop long-term cares as a whole, but we'll make them public and not for profit, and we can totally do that. We'll make homes in our communities where we can have seniors living in a home environment with the care they need. And we can make sure that we keep seniors in their home by providing PSW services and healthcare services in their home to keep them there. That's where they want to be. They want to be in their home where they're safe and they're healthy and they can have the people show up that are expected to show up. That's a system that New Democrats can build, because it is possible. There are so many possibilities that we can do to improve our province. Let's take care of injured workers.
Yes.
How does someone go to work and come home injured and not be taken care of, thrown into poverty? That is a disgrace.
Crime.
That is an absolute disgrace, and New Democrats will do better.
Yes.
We have a full platform that engages everything about you. Taking care of our workers, a $20 minimum wage. It's possible. It's possible. We just have to talk to small business and let them know what's coming. Because you know what? When small businesses have good workers, they also spend money in the economy.
Right.
Right? It makes sense. It absolutely makes sense. So I know I've taken up a lot of time with this speech, but you know, these are the things that I talk to with people out on the doors each and every day. The doors are amazing. The doors are warm. Please come out, help out on the doors. Come on out, put up some signs, because we have a lot of signs to go up. And every time I get on those doors, we have that many more signs to go up. So we really need all of your help and all of the boots on the ground. And I'm gonna stop it there. Happy Mother's Day to all of those who are celebrating tomorrow. Thank you for being amazing moms. Thanks for allowing me to stand on your shoulder, to be able to have the courage to stand up for families across this province. I couldn't do it without you. I'm truly grateful. Thank you so much. And let's just get this done.